Chapter 27. The heat was absolutely unbearable. The sweat ran down my forehead and into my eyes. I was crawling around in the central part of town. Most of the stores were closed and the streets were empty, but eventually we met a father and his daughter who were out on a Sunday walk.
"Look, Dad,"
The girl said as they got closer.
"there's a baby."
They both stopped in front of me. "Yes, Louise, that's another baby." The girl looked curiously at me, holding her dad by the one hand and a doll in the other.
"Can I say hi to it?"
Of course.
"Hi."
"Hello," I said, a bit surprised. The girl laid her head to the side as if she was thinking of something.
"You have a very strange doll."
Doll? Oh, you mean Boris? He's not really a doll, he's more like my best friend.
"Lily is also my best friend."
The girl said and pluckily squeezed the doll. I nodded. Guess she had a point there. Do you want to say hi to him?
"Yeah."
Boris, say hello. Hello, hello! The girl giggled.
"Do you want to come over to our house?
The girl asked.
We can play together with our dolls."
I would love that. I couldn't believe how nice this girl was. Oh, come, Louise. Her dad laughed. We have to go, so there's time to make dinner.
"But are we not going to help it?"
The girl exclaimed.
"I think it has lost its mommy."
Probably, but it's important not to touch babies that have lost their mommy. If the mother can smell that someone else has touched their baby, they will abandon it.
"They will?"
Yes, that's why, if you ever get lost, don't speak with anyone. Do not ask for help, but just wait where you are, because if Mommy smells that someone has touched you, she'll not let you into the house again, especially if it is another Mommy. But don't you worry, the dad assured. I am sure that its Mommy is out there looking right now, worried sick. And then they just walked away. And I crawled on in the opposite direction. As the hours went by, I felt hungry again. Boris, I said, exhausted. I'm starving. You must help me to find blood before I die. Boris? I don't know. I don't drink blood. You don't? No. So what do you drink? A lot of vegetarian stuff like broccoli, beans, carrots, avocado. I love ice cream. And that's good? I think so. Okay. I sighed. I do not really care. I'm so hungry. Where can I find ice cream? Shouldn't be any problem on a hot day like this. If you crawl to the park, you will find an ice cream stand for sure, or maybe even an ice cream truck or something. I don't want to crawl to the park, I said sulkily. Is it far away? No, it's right there on the other side of the street. And you promise that I will find ice cream in the park? Well, I can't promise, but I am pretty sure, he said doubtfully. I'm like 99% sure. Okay then, I said self-pityingly, and crawled out over the street without looking to the left and right, so I didn't see the car. And the guy that was driving was talking on the phone, so he didn't see me either, until he was up close and then, oh shit! He made a curt turn and drove straight into the brick wall that surrounded the park. As he came to, resting on the bloody airbag, he heard the voice screaming on the phone. Hello? Yeah, I'm fine. I think I smashed the car, though. I don't know, there was a giant baby on the road. No, I swear, it was the biggest baby I have ever seen. After we had crawled around the park for like an hour, I lost my patience and sat down by the side of the road. I can't do this. Sweat poured down my face. You have to go and get the ice cream. Why do I have to go? Because I can't crawl any further. Dude, I can't walk, remember? You've been dragging me around the whole time. Seriously, you can probably see that you've scraped off a piece of my ass. Well, you should have thought about that before you promised me the ice cream. I never promised you any ice cream. You told me to crawl along this road. You said as long as I crawl around this lake, you were sure that I would find an ice cream stand. Well, guess what? I've been crawling in circles. I'm tired, and I'm hungry. So you can go and get the ice cream. We sat there for a while. The wind was blowing through the trees. After a while, I asked sarcastically, So, aren't you going to get the ice cream? When he didn't say anything, I added, I just don't think it's fair that I'm doing all the work here. That is all I'm saying. My God, you're such an idiot. I've done nothing but help you all day. Oh, you mean like when you almost got me arrested, huh?
Come on! You knew exactly that it was not my apartment. No one is so stupid that he thinks that I just happened to forget the door code, and then just happened to forget the apartment number, so he had to walk around and try all the doors, and the apartment that was open happened to be mine? Do you seriously say you're that stupid?
It got silent again. Boris, I have to admit something. This is very hard for me to say, but you are right. I understood that it was not your apartment. I mean, any idiot could understand that. But you were right. I played along simply because I did not know where else to go, and I want to apologize.
Hey, no worries, bro. Of course, I understood that you understood. You're not an idiot.
Thank you, but I still feel like a fool for how I behaved towards that woman.
She understood. Otherwise, she would have never let you go.
Ah, she thought that I was a madman who did not know better. That is why she let me go. Feels like I want to crawl back and explain, you know. I do not want her to think that I am a crazy person, I said, and scratched my arm. If you were there, you could explain that I'm not crazy. I'm just having a minor panic attack. Boris, I want you to tell me where your real apartment is. I want you to tell me that. And I want you to tell me that right now.
Sir Lanka, I can't tell you that.
Why not? I said, with tears in my eyes.
I just can't. Believe me. I would if I could, but it has nothing to do with you, I swear. It's just very complicated.
I just need somewhere to go. Do you understand? I can't do this. I can't do this on my own. You're like my only friend, but I cannot even ask you for help. Isn't there like a friend's place where I can stay? There must be someone you know that you can ask.
No, I'm really sorry.
Can't I just please borrow some money? I promise that I'll repay everything when I become a superstar.
No, man, I'm really sorry. I can't lend you any money.
Why? I promise to repay you.
That's not the problem. I just don't have any money.
You are acting like I'm a fucking dirty beggar begging you for money on the street. Oh, can I sleep at your place? And then you would say like, no, I'm sorry, but believe me, it has nothing to do with you, I swear. It's just very complicated at my place right now. And then I would say, oh, okay, but do you perhaps have some friends where I can stay? And you would be all like, no, I'm really sorry. And then I would be all like, oh, no, that is okay, but can't I please borrow some money? I promise to repay everything when I become a superstar, and you would be like, no man, I'm sorry, I really don't have any change. And then you walk away with your wallet full of cash. Dude, my mother has aborted me. I have nowhere to go. I have no money, and you're a freaking movie star. You are literally swimming in cash.
Do you seriously want to see my home? Because if you're serious, I can fucking show you.
Yes, I want to see your house. I want to live in it. Perhaps even rent a room for a symbolic amount.
Okay,
He said, like, okay, I give up if that's what you want.
you can even get your own room.
Really?
Sure, why the hell not?
Okay, great, I said, and dried my tears. When can we leave? It's funny how you tend to find things when you are no longer looking for them. Not even 5 minutes later, we crawled by an ice cream stand as we were about to leave the park. And even though we had sort of given up on the whole idea, I just had to crawl through the children and ask the man for ice cream. Excuse me? Excuse me, I don't have any money, but I'm starving. Could I please have some ice cream? Perhaps it was the fact that I looked so despondent, with my matted hair and long beard. He had seen how I came crawling like his ice cream stand was standing in the desert. Or maybe it was the notion that I wanted to eat my fill with ice cream. But this guy liked me. I don't mind giving you some ice cream, he whispered. But if the kids find out that I'm handing out ice cream for free, they're going to go berserk. So you're going to have to pretend to give me something, okay? Then he said out loud, I'm sorry I can't give you ice cream, but are you sure that you've checked your pockets? Maybe you will find some coins in there? I checked both pockets, and then I lit up. You're right. I just found 2 million in my pocket. I said, and turned to one of the children. I just found 2 million sand in my pocket. But then I felt bad. You know what? I'm going to buy you an ice cream too. And one for that kid too, I said.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sure, the man in the ice cream stand said. Why not? What kind of flavor would you like? Do you have ice cream with blood? No, that's probably the only flavor that I don't have. But I got chocolate, tiramisu, dolce latte, green tea, mango, pistachio, vanilla, chocolate chip cookie dough, and garlic ice cream. Almonds Rocky Road, raspberry ripple, strawberry mint. Oh, no, it's okay. If you don't have any with blood, it doesn't really matter. Just like a lot. You got it. The guy got the biggest cone he had and began to fill it up with ice cream, jam, whipped cream, and everything. This ice cream is from a special recipe that I have developed myself, he said very proudly. Promise you won't find any better ice cream in the whole city. Then he handed over the cone. That makes 30,000 sand. Here you go. I pretended to hand over the cash. And now the same for my friend. The cone was huge. I was so hungry that I immediately took a bite and instinctively spit it out so it landed in the containers with ice cream. It landed in the green tea, in the raspberry ripple, in the pear, in the garlic ice cream. It was in the sorbet, on the guy's apron, and in his face. Oh, God, that's disgusting. I'm sorry, I said, and felt offended. I didn't mean to spit. It was just so disgusting. You should have, a warning sign. I cannot understand why anyone would pay money for this, I said, and threw the cone in the trash bin. The guy snapped. He rushed out, started screaming, and pushed me. I fell to the ground and started to cry like a baby. Did you see that? Someone said. He just pushed a baby.
Outrageous!
Hey, do you think you're a tough guy because you're pushing a baby? Then the guy looked at them.
What? Like you've never thought about hitting your children?
Every day.
A mom yelled.
But you never do it. You think it, but you never do it. Do you not think I want to bash my son's head against the kitchen sink every time he goes, "Why don't you wash my dishes?" You're the only one who cares if it is clean or not. Or that I don't fantasize about squeezing down so much candy in my daughter's throat that she suffocates in her own vomit when she's lying on the floor in the supermarket screaming for candy. But I never do it. I never do it. Come, children, she said, and grabbed hold of the two shocked children standing next to her. Let's get away from this psycho. And then, one by one, the parents grabbed their children and walked away. Even though we got some encouraging words from people who thought that he was just doing what everyone else was thinking. I wish I had the balls to hit my children, one woman said. I was still lying on the ground sobbing when all people were gone. The guy kicked me loosely on the side. Get up! Don't just lie there and cry. You've cost me enough business. Take your mannequin and get out of here. Then he kicked me until I started to crawl away as fast as I could, grabbing Boris by the hand, and started crawling up the hill. There was a great avenue with palm trees. On the top stood a large statue. And don't come back, the guy yelled. If I see your face here again, I will hang it up at the gym and use it as a punching bag. I cried and cried and cried, and the people that I passed looked disgusted at each other. Don't you just hate that sound when babies cry? A girl with some hip haircut said. Eventually, when the worst was over, I sat down outside a bar trying to wipe the snot out of my face. Some people glared at me, but did their best to continue their conversations. How are things going with Adrian? One of the guys sitting closest to me said. He wore big sunglasses. I don't know. We've been fighting the whole week. He keeps saying that it's time to settle down, but I'm not ready for that. That is like saying it is time to die. I'm not ready for that. I want to keep living until I'm 90. Hey, excuse me? Excuse me, the girl said. We're trying to have a conversation here. Can you keep the sobbing down?
What are you doing? Another guy said. It is just a baby. If you scream at it, it's just going to cry even more. Hi there, little guy. What's the matter? Why are you crying?
You shouldn't touch the baby, the girl said. If the mother can smell your scent, she will reject it.
Oh, that's just a myth, the guy said, drunk. Little guy, why are you crying? I was in the park, I sobbed and pointed. and I was hungry. So I asked the man who worked in the ice cream stand if he could give me some ice cream. I got some, but when I could not eat it all because it was so big and I wanted to throw it away, he got mad and said I was ungrateful, and then he pushed me, I said, and started to cry again.
Oh, great.
The girl said.
Now you made it cry even more. Stop being such a baby. It's not a big deal.
She got some scattered applause from the other guests. It wasn't right that big babies got to ruin the day for other people, but the guy silenced them with an angry glance. Uh-huh. And then what happened? And then he kicked me and said that if I ever come back, he was going to use my face as a punching bag. Right, Boris? That's what happened. Boris nodded. Wait, do you mean the ice cream stand down in the park? The one with the cone on top of the roof? Yes, I said and sobbed and nodded at the same time. Hey, Josh-kun! Josh-kun! A guy came out from the bar, carefully trying to balance the beer glasses without spilling.
Yeah?
You know that weird guy that owns the ice cream stand down at the park? He's been kicking this big baby here. A plan to go down to the park and beat the shit out of the guy was soon formulated. I tried to say that it wasn't necessary, but the guys insisted, and that I had to come down and fight with them. Again, I tried to say that it wasn't necessary, but the guys said I had to learn to stand up for myself, and the best way to do that was to hit back. When I said that he was really strong, they laughed. Don't you worry, Josh-kun said boldly. We're 3 against 1. We can take him. Alexander used to be a boxer. Everything had returned to normal by the time we came back. Children were running around. The parents were sitting somewhere nearby. Josh-kun walked up to the guy in the ice cream stand. Hey, are you the one that has been kicking the baby? The guy looked at us. What are you, his 2 dads? Dude. Josh-kun followed the guy as he walked to the side. We don't like people who kick babies. Why do you care? He's just a big baby. Suddenly, Josh-kun pulled the guy out over the desk, and Alexander rushed up to help him. Come, Sir Lanka, we have to help him. Oh, okay, I stuttered, and began to crawl up to the fight. Then I don't really know what happened. Josh-kun locked the guy's arms behind the back while Alexander was punching him in the face. But then when he backed up for a second to aim another punch, the guy kicked him over the chest, which knocked him to the ground. And then he smashed Josh-kun into the ice cream stand while I was crawling around on the ground, screaming, trying my best not to get stomped on. The guy broke Josh-kun's nose and knocked out a few teeth before he managed to get away. He pulled up Alexander. Come on, we gotta get out of here. And then they ran away and left me standing there. The guy looked hatefully at me while he tried to stop the blood that poured down his nose.